Speak Golden State Warriors fans. Today I have for you 5 explosive news about the Golden State Warriors. So stay until the end of the video. Subscribe to the channel and leave your like and give your opinion in the comments. First news. Warriors likely to get their first chance at trade for Stephen Curry co-star. The Golden State Warriors are on the hunt for a big-name player this offseason, and it appears one all-star is already on the brink of hitting the trade market. Brandon Ingram's name has been hot in speculation ever since the New Orleans Pelicans' exit in the first round of the playoffs, with murmurs of the 26-year-old's departure now only growing after his disappointing production in the 4-game sweep at the hands of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Despite finishing with a 49-33 record this season, there's genuine concerns on the fit of Ingram with Zion Williamson and C.J. McCollum. The 2020 All-Star has 1 year left on his deal and is eligible for a 4-year, $208 million extension, a price the Pelicans are unlikely to offer given they have a natural replacement in Trey Murphy III. In a major update on Sunday, NBA insider Mark Stein reported Ingram's exit from New Orleans is now being viewed as an inevitability rather than a possibility. 2 NBA executives floated the Warriors as a potential destination for Ingram, including one who stated he is the kind of guy they will be in the market for. Ingram would fit the bill as a co-star for Stephen Curry, having averaged over 20 points in each of the past 5 seasons. The former second overall pick averaged 20.8 points this season on nearly 50% shooting, while he added 5.1 rebounds and 5.7 assists in almost 33 minutes per game. Doing his best work in the mid-range, Ingram would be an interesting offensive complement to Curry and Klay Thompson, assuming the latter re-signs in free agency. Any deal would almost assuredly include Andrew Wiggins and his $24.3 million salary, while Jonathan Kuminga would likely prove the sticking point for both teams. Ingram may not be a perfect fit for Golden State, but the franchise probably aren't in a position to be choosy when it comes to acquiring a star this offseason. If they've got a chance to land Ingram at a reasonable price, then it's a move they certainly need to explore. Second news. Golden State Warriors shockingly consider one young player an untouchable. Even though there are many across the league that believe the Golden State Warriors should be open to a rebuilding or retooling of their roster, it doesn't appear that will entirely happen this offseason. The Warriors could end up making a small move or two, but at least for now, it seems as if this is a team that fully intends on heading into the offseason with the intention of keeping their championship window open for this core. Of course, that can change at any given moment. But at least for now, there isn't an expectation that big changes are on the horizon for the Warriors. Adding to that stance, it also seems like the Warriors have quickly shifted their mood on one of their polarizing young players. According to a recent report, the Warriors now consider Jonathan Kuminga as an untouchable asset on the roster. This is a stark change over the past year. It wasn't too long ago when it was believed that the Warriors would be willing to trade Kuminga to upgrade the roster around Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. That doesn't appear to be the case anymore. Instead, the Warriors may view Kuminga as a key part of the team's core now. In his 3rd season with the Warriors, Kuminga made quite the jump. In 74 games played this season, Kuminga averaged 16 points and 5 rebounds on 53% shooting from the field and 32% shooting from three-point range. Perhaps most importantly, there were signs that Kuminga could be a full-time starter for the Warriors moving forward. As the team prepares to reshuffle, if the Warriors do end up making a splash move, it doesn't appear as if Kuminga is going to be part of those changes. If anything, Golden State is likely going to make a roster upgrade while keeping Kuminga in mind. And with the way he played this season in spurts, it's no surprise that Kuminga has emerged as an untouchable piece for the Warriors. The big question for Kuminga and the Warriors is whether he has another developmental step in the future. If so, perhaps the Warriors will be validated in their high praise and standing of Kuminga. Third news. NBA champion takes shot at Lakers during Nuggets Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves fell to the Denver Nuggets in Game 4, which tied the series at 2-2. Minnesota won the first 2 games of this series in Denver, and then responded with consecutive losses on their home floor. One of the biggest issues for Minnesota in Game 4 was that they did not get much production outside of Anthony Edwards. Finishing with 44 points, Edwards was fantastic for Minnesota in this game, but the lack of production outside of him is certainly concerning for the Timberwolves. The Lakers were of course eliminated by the Nuggets in the opening round, making it consecutive years that Los Angeles was sent home by Denver. Young, who spent time with the Lakers before ultimately winning a championship with the Golden State Warriors, is seeing similarities between Minnesota and Los Angeles. This is not the comparison the Timberwolves want as they head into Game 5 in Denver, and they will try to turn things around before it is too late. Minnesota has been impressive so far this postseason, and will look to get back to the team they were in their first 6 games of the playoffs when they went undefeated. Fourth news: 3 post-draft lottery questions that could impact Golden State Warriors' future. The NBA draft lottery took place on Sunday in Chicago, with the Golden State Warriors officially giving up their first-round selection, 14th overall, to the Portland Trail Blazers. While others teams found themselves incredibly fortunate, the Warriors were unable to move up from their pre-lottery position, having entered with a 96.6% chance of the 14th pick. They would have kept the pick had it jumped up into the top 4. Golden State may not have been able to rise the 10 spots required, but the Atlanta Hawks did in sensationally landing the first overall pick despite entering with just the 10th best odds after a season in which they finished adjacent to the Warriors in the Eastern Conference. The Detroit Pistons were undoubtedly the biggest loser on Sunday, dropping 4 spots to hold the 5th overall pick after concluding the season with a league-worst 14-68 record. The Warriors will be without a first-round pick for the first time since 2017, unless they were to trade into a selection, which seems unlikely given the generally weak nature of the draft and the franchise's aspiration to return to the playoffs rather than rebuild. That doesn't mean that Golden State won't be impacted by Sunday's results, with a number of storylines emanating that are sure to reverberate around the league. Let's have a look at 3 key questions posed for rival teams in the aftermath of the lottery, each of which could significantly affect the way in which the franchise goes about their offseason. Fifth news: former NBA star proposes Steph Curry to LA Clippers trade. While the NBA playoffs are still in the conference semifinals round, off-season discourse has already begun for the teams no longer playing. This includes every team in the Pacific Division, as the LA Clippers, Phoenix Suns, Sacramento Kings, Golden State Warriors, and Los Angeles Lakers have all been eliminated. Most of these teams will be at the forefront of off-season discussions, as there are a lot of questions to answer between them, most notably about their aging stars. Outside of Sacramento, every team in the Pacific Division is led by one or multiple stars in the later stages of their career. While the expectation for Golden State, Phoenix, and the 2 LA teams is that they will continue building around their top talent, former NBA star Brandon Jennings proposed a wild Steph Curry to the Clippers trade idea. During a recent episode of Gil's Arena, Jennings said, "If I'm the Clippers, I'm getting a megastar. Why not go see what Golden State talking about? For Steph Curry. I'm just saying. You got a new arena. You're going to need somebody to bring some type of entertainment and excitement in there. You need excitement, so you're going to need a player like Steph." While the 29 other teams outside of Golden State would all love Curry, regardless of if they're entering a new arena or not, the Warriors will not be looking to move their franchise legend.